Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. We're here on Peril and Gorgon, and we are continuing forward with the DLC. I finally found my way to this area where we have to get this dialogue between Deadman diary.
Someone does not want us here.
Watch your step, Captain.
You say that, but
There.
oh boy, I got the Starfield controls again.
There. Well, just about everywhere.
How does a man become a marauder? People talk about them as if they've transformed, like they've mutated. I see it in the aether wave, read it in the papers. But beneath their masks, they're only people. Dangerous people with a terrible illness, but people still.
Nope.
When we call a man a marauder, have we given up on him? How do we know when he's become one? How can you decide to give up on someone? Have I given up on Harvey? Who does this suffering serve, I wonder?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like,
Caesar's choice?
it's not the best. It makes you wonder, is the Adrenatime, like, is that how you determine how they become a marauder? Like, is it just how much, like, how addicted they are to the Adrenatime, or what?
We call them marauders, like they have some kind of group identity. They don't. The name was coined in Edgewater, I think. One of the towns first hit by the Adrenatime crisis. A lonely Spacer's Choice outpost on the edge of a barren sea. A prime place for the company to test a disastrous new product. When the town started fraying at the edges, hardly anyone else in the colony noticed. Just like Lucian planned. I read the reports. Every missing person. Every unexpected death. A town already teetering on the
Is
edge.
this one of those research outposts we're looking for? Wow. Get a load of this view.
Reese's research site. So yeah, this is trying to figure out how to get up here, but it was a little hidden away cove basically that allowed me to get up here that I never would have seen if it wasn't for me looking it up. Grab all that. Oh, Dreno, regular Dreno. Surprisingly, very little Adrenatime up here. This is like dead sprat floating here. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that because it's like an anti-gravity thing, or I'm hoping so. 60 bits. So yeah, I have all these. Read them all when we get them all. Eustace's Kim's datapad. Maurice, I have made my peace with the chemical waste pit. It is where I belong, I think, with the refuse and the dregs. The surface is distant to me, as distant as the cold stars, as distant as you are and the rest of them. How do you fare, Maurice, up on your vaunted perch? When the shadow of the manufactory crown falls on you and your fine telescope, do you think of me down here in the dark? Do any of you? My isolation has borne fruit. Propane, butane, ethane, these wild gases visit me in my dreams. They shift and morph, compress and expand. Gas now, then liquid, then gas again. They've whispered to me the trick of their metamorphosis, and I have bottled it as they taught me. Come down from the shadow of the manufactory, Maurice, down to the ravine, and they will teach you their trick too. Let us at last complete the package that I might finally ascend. All glory to the pet, Eustace. Yeah, okay, that's a little fucking disturbing, don't you think? That's a little much. This fancy bowler hat makes a bold statement. Look at my hat. Okay. Yeah, because we have that's number 4. That's number 2. So we're looking for number 3. Alright. So in terms of this, where are we going? The HIA facility. Which, we have two places that we're basically going to get these side quest things, but... Alright, well. There he is. Thanks for dealing with that guy. Because basically we have the HIA facility and the chem lab. We have to do both of these essentially. So yeah, we have to find the clue at HIA maintenance entrance and then retrieve the phonograph in the HIA observatory room B. And we have the chem lab storage things. We basically have two things in HIA and then one thing in the chem lab, and then both these quests are going into that. So might as well just start with the HIA facility. All right, well, here we are. Reach human inquiry and auditing. Alright, nothing for that. Anything else in this office? No? You know, it's not, one of the things is that, as you can see, I can just pass through. Like, I can pass through them, or they, like, move out of the way. You know, in Starfield, because I still have been trying to finish Starfield. In Starfield, you can't pass through your companions, so if they're in a doorway, you're stuck. Trust me, it's great. It's one of the best things ever. I love it so much. Can't believe how much I love it. 7 Adrena time. Alright, what's the map look like for this? There are 5 floors. Floor 3 is pretty big. Alright. Let's get to going. Oh. Hello, bits. Just bit cartridges hanging out here. Bypass shunts.
Oh my law. What is that smell?
Whatever it is.
Sewage?
Her ankles in it.
Probably sewage. Garbage and sewage? Yep, that's what it looks like. Drino.
Welcome to Human Inquiry and Auditing, the Spacer's Choice Facility. My name is Dr. Marion Blakesley, and I'd like to congratulate you all on volunteering for this important opportunity. Know that as of today,
Savage test subject.
each of you will be part of something greater. Together, we will unlock discoveries that profit all of us.
Our brightest minds did their dirtiest work.
Uh-oh. The mysterious figure.
We made these puppets out of people and tested them until they broke. Walk softly, Captain. Some of them still live here, and they hate to be disturbed.
They clearly don't know how we work, Captain.
I reckon we've seen the worst of Halcyon already. How bad could this be?
I mean, it could be bad enough. We're talking about human testing here. You know, it's not like it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty fucking bad. Alright, incoming messages from Blakesley. Safety protocols. To all personnel, safety guidelines. In order to minimize damage to company property and or personnel, please observe the following guidelines during the volunteer induction process. Do not touch and or handle test subjects. Please defer to security personnel. Avoid using inflammatory phrases or terms such as untested chemicals. Consider patented space... Oh, I think we already read this. Oh, no, this is a different one, I think. Test subject, cells, sort of living quarters. Remind subjects that compliance is one of the requirements of their contract with Spacer's Choice. Do not interrupt official Spacer's Choice communications and or marketing with directing volunteers. Architect's balls. Is that all the guidelines? Look. These people are coming here from Tartarus. Don't let your guard down. Don't get friendly and don't get close. If everyone does their jobs right, these volunteers will leave this facility as free and upstanding citizens. Okay. Upcoming changes. In light of recent certain developments, our friends at OCI have generously provided us with advice and guidelines intended to ensure the best possible outcomes for our research here at Human Inquiry and Auditing. To that end, we will be establishing new testing parameters and volunteer preparation guidelines effective immediately. These guidelines will be provided to you at your stations. I would really like to congratulate you all on what you've achieved so far. Keep your heads down and your minds focused on the work, and the rest will come easy. If you have any concerns, kindly forward them to my assistant, Benjamin Morley. Speaking of Morley, every volunteer means just that, Miss Sonoda. We're entering a vital phase of the testing process. And that means every volunteer participates in the trials. It's all the more critical that we maintain careful records of the dosages involved, of course. We're counting on you for that. Outgoing messages. To Weaver, help. Weaver, have you seen my office keycard? It's one. If this is one of your little tests, it's not funny. Security is already at full burn. They're going to lose their bolts when they catch me taking the long way around to the faculty areas. Please tell me it's sitting on your desk or something. Callie Sonoda. Okay, so that's... Oh, never mind. That's the same person, but not the first message. Okay. So is this where they were testing Adrena time on people? Is that the idea, then? Okay. There is a... Hold on. Oh, there is a door here. It's bar. Oh, okay, so this is where we're going to come out of, I'm assuming. We're going to make our way up through here. Alright, volunteer quarters.
Okay.
Take all that. The fucking cell doors, dude. Alright. Bop, bop, bop with Adrena time! Or whatever the hell. Yeah.
I thought these folks were supposed to be volunteers. Why do they got them bunking like prisoners?
I mean, I think they were volunteers.
They kept them close to the drugs.
I think they were volunteers until they weren't. If you know what I mean. If y'all catch my drift. If you understand what I'm saying. Parvati's like, oh, they're volunteers. Yeah, Parvati, you just haven't been out in the real world. Well, at least they had some games. At least they weren't completely shut out of being able to do anything. Oh, can I sleep here? I can't sleep here. I love how you can just like sleep in like beds that you just never actually want to sleep in. Yeah, I feel like maybe at one point it looked a lot nicer.
Welcome, volunteers. This office environment is where we will test your communication, people management, and self-motivation skills. This is your time to shine. You may just find yourselves doing similar work at a real office someday. Compliance with all instructions from facility personnel is stipulated in the contracts.
Well, that's that. Oh, damn it. There you go. I hate how, like, when you're reloading, you just can't pick anything up. No, let's pull out the pistol. Let's pull out the pistol. Dang, there's like so many mag picks lying around. Gotta make sure that we pick up all the adrenatine because we have to get the drugs off the streets. All right, how does this map layout look like? Okay, so it's like this. Oh damn! Look at that tall son of a bitch! Oh my god, that guy was fucking huge. That this guy is. Jesus, massive. Oh my god. So there's a door here. What does that lead to? Okay, so this leads to like the next area. I want to continue like looking around here first. Is that like a layout of what we're currently in? I don't know. Kind of looks like it. Right. Cool. Any lockers with anything in it? Apparently not. There's been a lot of like empty bins up here. Look at that. It's fucking another empty bin. Alright, so that leads into there. That leads into this. Let me down here. Observation room. Ain't restricted to me, goddammit.
Wow. Spy on just about everyone from here. Mr. Thompson would have been over the moon.
Well, I think Mr. Thompson probably is over the moon by now. In quite the literal sense where he's like dead.
Welcome, volunteers. This office environment is where we will test your communication, paper management, and self-motivation skills. This is your time to shine. You may just find yourselves doing similar work at a real office someday.
Damn, how hot these are.
Remember, compliance begins with compliance with all Welcome, volunteers.
What the hell?
Here you will be demonstrating life skills in a simulated working environment.
So he's just like glitched.
As in any work environment, inattentiveness can have disastrous consequences. Any accidents will negatively impact your chances of completing volunteer.
Okay. This looks like a morgue.
Why do I get the feeling we haven't seen the worst of this place?
Yeah, I think we're getting there at this point. Energy canister. Pressurized masks and injection suit. Okay, so this leads...
See no more.
Oh.
Take this.
I'm washing my memory out with a bottle of Spectrum.
Oh,
Red
yep.
once we're back on the ship.
Don't drink that, Ellie. I have a understanding that there's actually slugs in there. Oh no, that's what the cubes are. Oh, like grinds. It turns them all into cubes. They're all turned into cubes. They're not just burned. They're turned into cubes. Oh god, the garbage cubes are human cubes. Oh no. Oh god. They're human cubes. Jesus. And they go up through here. Oh, and then they get dumped out through that. Oh no. Where we were. Oh my god. Yep. It's bad. That's bad. Anybody want to explain this? Reset and disposal? Okay. Bet? I don't want to play anymore. Let's just do our jobs, okay? This week's bet. All right, my 10 bits are on 52F. I know what you're thinking. He's so skinny. That's got to be bad odds. But I'm a gambling man, Victoria. I've got my eye on this. I've got my eye for this now. What do you think? And then she literally said, I don't play anymore. It's just your job's okay. I think that maybe she's getting upset by this. The truth. No, I'm not talking about the subjects, Vicky. I'm talking about the numbers. I've been keeping track of how many bodies we process every day and every week, and the number fluctuates, but never too much. 1 and 3 and 2 and 5 and 1 and 1 and 2 and then 10. Just look at the chart I left on your desk. You can see for yourself that there's a pattern. You see it, right, William? Seems like William is rather disturbed. All right, where the hell does this go? Reach the administrative level? All right. Well, before we actually do this, I want to investigate the rest of the other room. This is obviously the way to go. Oh man. So they obviously die of overdoses or whatever the hell. All right, let's go through the other way. Jump over that. I'm good. Sometimes you just gotta get in there and light them up. Yeah, it's pretty awful. So it's like I'm wondering what I'm wondering if we'll find a terminal that explains how they tested them and then like what they were testing. Because I'm assuming it's just is it just Adrenatime or is it other shit as well? Because this just seems to be like the entire place where they would test anything. Hence the injection suits. And so many empty bins. Alright, what do we got here? So there's a door that leads over here. Oh my god. It's just like a made up battlefield. Oh my god, they got like they're just living in here. Agony, huh? That's a special gun. He's good over there? Or they beat him to death with the toss ball sticks. Okay, well. Will they kill this? Drug drunk. Yep, then there's this door.
Get him strapped down!
Dr. Blakeslee.
Subject demonstrates catastrophic personality collapse. Fucker bit me.
Marion.
Interesting. I think I'm going into shock.
There's another one in here. The question is, where is it? Oh, it's right here.
I don't believe we've discussed side effects, Dr. Ambrose.
The drug's not ready for release yet. The side effects are immaterial.
You got
So
that.
it's dangerous. Perhaps it results in some thrilling mutations. 4 arms, maybe? Or a second head?
Try delusion, paranoia, gastric bleeds, violence, and fatal insomnia. Shall I enumerate every way our volunteers have died?
Oh, that cut off early. Alright, well, observation logs. Let's see here. Oh, shit. Testing parameters. Data entry, physical exertion, mild, then strenuous, social exclusion, sanctioned violence. Group testing, group SC1, initial testing phase 1. Subjects SC-1A through K were given forms and writing implements and instructed to fill them out to corporate standards. Upon completion, forms were placed to an employer-sanctioned shredding device by a technician. Test was then repeated. Observational notes. Volunteer SC1D, Kendall, objected to further testing after completion of second set of forms. Volunteer SC1G after 5th. Volunteer SC1B after 10th. No further objections from many volunteers. Volunteer SC1E Hobbs was discovered to be functionally illiterate and tagged for early advancement to the second phase of compliance testing. Objection from volunteer SC1D. Group SC5 initial testing phase 2. Subjects SC5A through K were given visual demonstrations of multiple physical exercises. Note, thank you, testing assistant layman. Then instructed to replicate them in accordance with verbal instructions. Observational notes. Subject SC5H complained of physical exhaustion after 5 minutes, missing numerous verbal cues. SC5A, 5E, and 5K failed out at around the 15-minute mark. Test was terminated after 30 minutes as the technician became too hoarse to provide instruction. Group SC27, mid-stage testing phase 3. Subjects are instructed to follow a closed circuit around the parameter of the testing chamber for the duration of the test. At random intervals, technician is to provide vocal cue to reverse course. Observational notes. Of the 8 test subjects remaining in Group SC27, 6 respond to vocal cues. Subject 63D became aggressive and was removed. 63B collapsed 30 minutes into the experiment and was removed. Remaining subjects exhibited compliance with all vocal cues for the remainder of experiment. Technician's addendum. Observational data compromised due to equipment failure. Technician Embry S. was found incapable of continued operation due to incessant weeping and was withdrawn/flagged for disciplinary measures. Group 63, late-stage testing, phase 4. Subjects are isolated and instructed to select one member of their experiment group for immediate removal from the volunteer program. 63H, volunteer 63F. 63B is unresponsive for duration of testing session. 63C deliberates for 5 minutes, 36 seconds before volunteering 63E. 63D is unable to recall the names and or identification numbers of her fellows, but has volunteered each of them in turn, citing immediate need for additional compound X injections. 63E volunteers, subject 63F. 63F refuses to comply with instruction for duration of testing session. 63G exhibits extreme confusion and extreme emotional distress, demands morning injection. Technician's addendum, time as of previous note is 1400 hours. Subject exhibits extreme aggression and is terminated. Group 87, late stage testing, phase 5. Subject is instructed to fire at shrouded target. 1. Industry standard fashion modeling assistive device, mannequin. Subject is not informed of nature of target. Observational notes. Subject is fired at target. Auditory reward initiated. Test reset. Subject is fired at observation window. Automated security enabled. Test reset. Subject is fired at subject. Other. Automated security enabled. Test reset. Subject is fired at subject. Other. Automated security enabled. Subject is fired at target. Auditory reward initiated. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Subject refuses to fire. Technician's addendum. Subject unresponsive. Test reset. So what it seems like they were doing is that the idea... I'm starting to feel like Spacer's Choice knew they were creating Marauders. Like, the idea was not that it was an accident, is that it was on purpose. They were injecting these drugs, I would assume injecting multiple different drugs into people. They were doing these small tests, and they would build these tests until they were completely compliant under basically like mind control. And then they would turn them into soldiers, where they would train them to kill, like, to have no feelings. That's why they were getting rid of other, like, select a subject to get rid of, like, making sure they didn't care about human life, that they would just kill on demand. Maybe Spacer's Choice was trying to build themselves a little shitty military. That's what it seems like. Messages. Safety reminder. From Blakesley. In light of certain recent incidents, I would like to remind you all that it is paramount that we follow all Spacer's Choice guidelines regarding safety and security. Yes, you will suffer professional and financial consequences if you're found to be responsible for damaging company property, but here at HIA, inattentiveness and recklessness also endanger highly limited company resources and threaten our overall production schedule. Think about what we are all here to achieve. Then consider what you want to be, whether you want to be the one that lets us all down. Luckily, any and all injuries suffered by the volunteers this past week have been minor. All testing will proceed as scheduled. A reminder that all personnel are advised to report to the infirmary if they experience any symptoms listed on the notice LeBlanc provided earlier this month. It is strongly suggested that you use your allotted break to do this, as any loss of productivity will be reflected in your paycheck and or indentureship agreement. So I guess the idea, right, is that all the lab workers, the people who are here testing these people, what they mean, what she means by that is if you find yourself feeling sad or having empathy for them, you're in the wrong. You're not here to care about their feelings. You're here to do what you're told to do, as with everybody in this universe. From A. Ruane, just a question. Hey, you and Andre talk about Tossball sometimes, right? Have you noticed anything different about him lately? I'm pretty sure he's been at his desk all night. I was just going to congratulate him on his newfound productivity, but I took a look at all his reports just now, and some of them have been very basic formatting errors. It's not like him at all. Maybe you could talk to him about it? If something's wrong with his terminal, he should probably get it taken care of sooner rather than later. Resets. From Blakesley. If we're going to meet OCI's figures this month, we need to double our testing capacity over the next few weeks. To that end, I need everyone in observation to work with disposal to have the preparation time between tests. Have the volunteers exit at a jog if you have to. Just try not to let them see the bodies. From A. Hammond to Johansson R. Look, Embry has lost his head because he couldn't keep up with the work. He was never going to amount to anything, we all knew it. The surprise is that he lasted this long. I don't know why my reports are any of your business to begin with, but I know how to use a damn computer. I bet Weaver put you up to this. I'm working twice as hard as anyone else in this office this past month, and now she thinks I'm going to outpace her. But maybe it's simpler than that. These emails used to be a nuisance. Now I'm starting to think maybe your loyalties to some other corporation. Oops. I had the other messages. The boss. Hey, Andre. Dr. Blakesley started to come down here pretty often, usually for the morning shift. She hasn't said anything, just watches us go through the test for a while and then gets up and walks out. Weaver tried to give her a report, I think, but Blakesley gave her a look, and that was the end of it. You think we're doing something wrong? You tell me if you knew anything, Rhett. I'll split my lunch with you again. Oh, and hey, great game last night. Sandoval. Yeah, we're going back to mannequins for Phase 5. None of the test subjects felt too torn up about shooting killer bugs from Monarch, I guess. Should make things easier for you over in disposal, right? The best part is that one of the cages didn't close properly last night, and a couple of the little manipulars got loose. Who knows where they are by now? Morley had an absolute fit. I don't think he likes bugs. Yeah, okay.
I don't believe we've discussed side effects, Dr. Ambrose.
Anyway,
The
back to
drug's
this,
not
apparently.
ready for release yet. The side effects are immaterial.
So it's dangerous. Perhaps it results in some thrilling mutations. Forearms, maybe? Or a second head?
Try delusion, paranoia, gastric bleeds, violence, and fatal insomnia. Shall I enumerate every way our volunteers have died? Suicide by automech, suicide by hanging, starvation.
Cut the recording, Georgie.
You sure, boss? I just put on a new cylinder.
Stroke, spontaneous combustion, internal exsanguination.
Just turn it off.
Whew. It's fucking rough.
Great work.
Alright, what do we have in here? Because my thought of this is, I think that they were just testing these drugs to see, like, what was safe or what worked or whatever. And then they discovered that they could control them using these drugs. So they just kind of went further by implementing tests to make them completely obedient.
Did you enjoy the show? I didn't. You should have left Gorman in its grave, where it belongs. Now I'm afraid I have to find a more permanent way to put you down.
I don't know how much more of this I can take, Captain. I'm about to chew my own hands off with nerves.
Can we punch this asshole in the face, Captain? Eventually?
Alright, let's go upstairs, because I think that is where we're supposed to be going, in that room, so... Oh no, this is the exit. Alright. So let's read this terminal. Messages. Concerns. This isn't about a few volunteers, Morley. Most of test group SC-22A is already gone. Subject 17 is nonverbal, and we've had some luck using small amounts of the compound to coax him into testing rooms. To be honest, some of the staff are starting to worry me too. It's not just the ghoul and disposal either. Weaver's concerned that the compound's getting into the ventilation system somehow. I've caught her scrubbing her hands raw at the washing stations. I've tried reciting our safety protocols to her, but it hasn't seemed to help. I'm starting to think she might not be wrong. Uh-oh. Condolence letters. Morley, pick out two of the deceased test subjects and whip up condolence letters. Something saccharine and noble. Feel free to invent next of kin if there are none on record. Use the cheap paper. Leave the letters on my desk. I'll dispose of them shortly. Outgoing messages. Termination notice. From Morley to all personnel. This notice is to inform all HIA staff that the testing associate Agnes Ruane, is no longer a Spacer's Choice Pharmaceuticals employee effective immediately. As valued members of the Spacer's Choice family, I trust you all will put together to shoulder Ms. Ruane's responsibilities in his place. Oh, so Angus, he thought that what's her face might not be wrong about the stuff getting into the system, and now he's gone too. Uh-oh, incident report. Dr. Blakesley, the missing test subject has been found and apprehended. Apparently he got into the testing department where he remained. I'm afraid nobody noticed for several hours. Hennessy had him doing paperwork. I think it's clear at this point that subject SC-44B-12 didn't get out on his own. As far as we can tell, he didn't have much of an escape plan. The door was simply unlocked for a short period of time during the night. In the meantime, I've made it clear to the security forces that no further breaches will be tolerated. Somebody was letting them out as well. Archived messages. Delete this. Clarence, the latest results are in. As you hoped, you'll find that the violent cases now account for a smaller overall percentage of the testing pool. I expect that will change in about 2 or 3 weeks, so you better get that report out to Goodfellow in a hurry. In the meantime, dosing all the test subjects means that HIA is now in the business of generating aggressive psychotics. So if you could take 2 minutes out of your fundamentally pointless existence to somehow make it clear to Mr. Goodfellow that I need an update on those resources I requested, as well as the matter of additional security, increased oversight at Kim, or any kind of explanation for what the fuck. Morley, how do I delete this message? We also have deleted messages. Morley, if you receive any communication from Dr. Ambrose, ignore them. Also notify me at once, and don't piss yourself worrying it won't come up on your assessments. Morley, no word from OCI. We'll keep going as we are. Say something to the staff. Break out that list of prepared statements I gave you. I suggest number 4. Remember to smile. I'm heading down to oversee today's testing personally. Make sure I'm not disturbed. Wow, we might have wanted to kill Morley. Remember when we got her card? Yeah, we might have wanted to kill that bitch, because she's straight up fucking evil, it seems. Worse than we could have imagined. Spacer's Choice funeral expenses receipt. Dear Sir and or Madam, this notice is to acknowledge payment in full for all funeral expenses pertaining to Henry Blakesley. Enclosed, you'll find an invoice for receipt handling and delivery fees, as well as a witness statement as the exemplary loveliness of the eulogy. Spacer's Choice offers its condolences, as well as its congratulations for your unflagging work ethic. Jesus. Broken data pad. Our first test group should be here in just a few hours. I suppose I should be catching up on sleep. It's far more important to mark the occasion. I really think we can achieve something here. Every citizen of Halcyon wants to be of use deep down. If this compound can restore industry and work ethic, even to outlaws and miscreants, we won't need places like Tartarus anymore. Dissidents will be a thing of the past. Kim has sent over its first shipment of this mystery drug, and the testing chambers are operational. Once we've proven out our methods, it will be that much easier to convince OCI to invest in better equipment. The remaining entries are inaccessible. Shock and awe.
Damn, there you are. Is this... It's off, right? I don't understand these contraptions.
Dr. Blakesley, ma'am, I've come to say that it's time. I'm gonna do it.
Do what?
I'm gonna try for one of the shuttles.
You little shit. You've lost your mind.
If I can just make it to the landing pad, I'll be free.
Be reasonable, Morley. The project is almost over. We'll be out of here by October.
Ma'am, it's January. You're recording, by the way.
Damn it!
Concerning, it seems. 42. Actually gives you some stats, like attack speed is up and movement speed and shit. It's pretty cool. Who wants a chef hat? 63 Adrena times. Did I? Okay. Oh yeah, this is upstairs. Oh, no. Maintenance entrance. Okay. Admin functions. Let me read the messages first. Oh, I can't do these. How close am I? Oh, I'm not close. Shit. All right. Frequency of testing updates. Marion, it's been 3 weeks. Where the fuck are the reports from HIA? Deliver them to me by the end of the day, or deliver me your letter of resignation. I'm done asking. It's from Ambrose. In the future, you will see me send me bi-weekly reports of HIA status. These reports will include an inventory of test subjects, which version of Gorgon compound have been administered, how frequently those administrations have occurred, and who has been administering them. To these reports, you will append a mortality record. This record will include an accounting of the burn-down rate of our current stock of volunteers and compound ampules, in addition to thorough analysis of their injuries. I want to see charts, Mary. Big fucking charts with lots of precious little numbers. Before you ask, bi-weekly means twice a week. Don't pretend you don't know what I mean, Ollie. Condolences. Marion, personalize and forward the following note to the families of the deceased volunteers. Take carbon copies and send those on to Lucian at the usual address. Make sure he gets every single one. Ollie. Dear name. It is with regret that I write to inform you the death of your relation. Name. They died peacefully, attended by their fellows. Please accept our sympathies at this difficult time, though it may offer you little comfort. Know that your relation died in service of a better, more productive Halcyon. According to the agreement, name, signed with Tartarus Corrections, a division of the United Defense Logistics, their term of incarceration is now considered complete. Okay, so they were using these volunteers. They were prisoners. They were the prisoners that were locked away on Tartarus. They shipped them over here to Gorgon. They test all these chemicals on them, and the idea was originally, right, that they were trying to test what these chemical compounds did and if they were safe for normal consumption, most of which currently obviously really aren't necessarily safe. Then they discovered that enough of these chemicals were turning them into using these chemicals like adrenotime and Compound X and all these other things in relation, were turning them into, like, they were making them fucked up to the point where they learned that they could control these people, and they were testing them to see how much they controlled, how turning them into soldiers virtually. That's pretty fucking crazy. Latest results. Goodfellow. Yes, many of the subjects still exhibited increased energy levels and compliance. The same euphoric response, but they inevitably crash. Testing clearly suggests that Kim's Compound X has extreme and irreversible effects when administered repeatedly over a long period of time. Several volunteers in the old SCO2 groups are barely verbal. When they do speak, it's to beg for more of the compound. So I'm assuming that Compound X was what originally what adrenotime was called. And I'm finding it hard to shine that up for you, Lawrence. So good you'll beg for more? Don't you dare use that. Oh, it was like a slogan. If you could dilute the compound or even ease out the schedule, we could mitigate some of the addictive effects. Weaning some of the earlier test subjects off the compound might buy us time until Kim refines the formula. I need time, Lawrence. Testing reports. Morley, I need you to compile some of the test results from the past month. Pull a subset from the reports I forwarded to OCI if you like, as long as they are charts. Make sure the worst of the mortality reports are up front, will you? At the behest of the Office of Creative Incubation, we are applying various amounts of unknown solutions to test subjects that are already mid-treatment. What organizational schema do you imagine would miraculously restore scientific rigor to this process? Stick to the current system. Condolence letters. Yeah, Morley, pick out the 2 letters. Okay, so we know about that. Return to messages. Archived. Resignation. From Blakesley to Bancroft. Lucian, I'm leaving this message to inform you of my resignation from the position of testing supervisor at Spacer's Choice Pharmaceuticals effective immediately. I won't be returning to headquarters, and I won't bother chasing that tracking signal unless you want to give the boys and girls in the human resources some exercise. I'll warn you once, do not try and find me. I want to know what the hacked messages are. Let's see if I can look them up. HIA, okay. It's like HAI or... Whose terminal is this? This is Blakesley's terminal. All right, Blakesley's terminal. Let's see. We want the deleted messages. Archived. It doesn't even have the deleted messages. Let's see here. Blakesley deleted messages. Cause like the entries are on here for all the messages, but like it doesn't show the deleted messages for her. God damn it. Because like my hack's not even like close to that. Right? Like my hacking is only like, oh no, I guess it is kind of close. It's at 90. Technically 85 because of my armor. I mean, I technically could respec at my ship, but that pisses me off. I really want to know what's in there. Maybe there's nothing in there and it's like a waste of time. I don't know though. All right. Synthesis and manufacturing center is currently locked. So we overridden at Chem Lab. All right. Override synthesis and manufacturing center lockdown.
I knew this place wasn't gonna be some pleasant seaside stroll, Captain, but I don't know how I can live with what we've seen here.
It's pretty fucked up. Yeah, what they did here was inexcusable.
All this cruelty done to regular working folks without even a shred of regret. And what's dogging me is... why? They knew, Captain. Spacer's Choice knew all along what Adrenatime did, and they sold it anyway.
Exactly. Somehow this doesn't surprise me.
Someone's gotta do something about this. Gotta hold folks to account. Maybe it should be us.
Maybe it should be.
I just wonder if that heiress isn't gonna collapse on her fainting couch when she gets that journal, whatever it holds.
Yeah, I wonder what's in it, actually, now that I think about it. She better be paying a lot. Let's go. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, this place is, you know, the idea of what's going on here is pretty fucked up. It's not just the human testing. It's the idea of creating drugs that you know are actually horrendous and affect people on a large scale and just selling them. Like, I mean, obviously, the idea of this game is that corporations are scum. Like,
Getting out of here?
they do anything, you know, like the worker doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is productivity. You know, yeah, we get that. But at the same time, it's like, you wonder what dark secrets some of these companies hold, especially like Spacer's Choice, who really kind of come off as like the good guy company in all of this. HIA vegetation protocols. Messages. Let's see. From Blakesley to Castillo. HIA is on lockdown until further notice. Do not let anyone into the facility until that escape volunteers are located. I'm going to check volunteer induction for any sign of our fugitives. If you receive any keycard access notifications in the next 20 minutes, ignore them. Visitation protocols. The Human Auditing and Inquiry Facility is a dedicated research facility and houses a considerable quantity of hazardous materials, machinery, and personnel. As such, no external visitors are to be permitted at this time, at any time absent express permission from HIA testing supervisor Dr. Marion Blakesley. If you suspect a visitor does not have the appropriate credentials, please observe the following procedures. Stay calm, notify nearby security personnel of your suspicions, wait for security personnel and or equipment to finish disposing of the visitor, complete an incident report per official guidelines. Remember to use Spacer's Choice approved formatting and language. At no point should you leave your workstation unattended. Leaving your workstation unattended will be considered a severe security breach and may result in a fine and or a summary termination of your employment with Spacer's Choice. Your supervisor has posted the following addendums. Right, that's the official shit. If we do get visitors, inform me at once. If they're from other departments. If it's Dr. Ambrose, don't get in her way, but log her every move. If it's Clarence Mosley, keep him at reception. I'll come down in person to see the law-given miracle for myself. If Jasper Lowe or anyone else from Kim turns up, let them stew at reception. I'll send Assistant Morley down eventually. Yeah, she was really trying to keep shit under wraps here. Alright, so then we come out here to find this thing. Yeah, let's pick up all this. So see, I'm pretty in my well within the rights to pick up all this Adrena time because we are needing to clean the streets at this fucking point. What? Okay, it's over here. I was like, hold on a sec, what? Okay. Bunch of ammo. Research site discovered.
How much you want to bet she marked up her comic with sticky notes?
Virgil Sharp's datapad. Birdie. Law damn it, Birdie. What'd I tell you about pestering Maurice? He's not interested. If you scare him off the project, you're gone. I don't care if you're my kid's sister. We need his research. We don't need you. Got it? Good. I took a look at the preliminary schedule you sent over. You got all the tasks tracked, but the timing is off. For one thing, you have me finishing the metal casings fabrication after the package is supposed to be complete. Find me my workstation in the mines near OCI when you get off shift. I'll go over the rest of my criticisms in person. By the marvelous mustache of Excelsior Gill. P.S. How long do we have to keep saying that? It's ridiculous. I fucking agree. Let's Adrena time. Alright, there we go. Now we gotta get back to this terminal. Which is over here, so let's just go to OCI. And then we'll read these comics as well. Maybe I have to. Maybe I should go up here. Go across the bridge. Okay, let's see here. Comics. Number 1. Where's number 1? A comic from the cult classic Ace Exterminator series. How do you get it to be completely upright? It's like, like left and right on the thumbstick do that, and then up and down turn it like this. But how do you It's like you can't. It's like you can't turn it upright. Maybe I should kind of see it like that. It says speak. A comic from the cult classic Ace Exterminator series tragically canceled after its brief 4-issue run. Scribbled in felt tip on the comic spine is the word speak. In the inaugural issue, newly minted hero Archibald Excelsior is dispatched to the cloud cities of Olympus to put down a plague of ravenous manti-men intent on taking the cities for their own. Manti Mastermind pits is second in command, renowned Spindle Knight Sisek Sassafras against Excelsior in hand-to-claw combat. Just when Excelsior appears to have bested his insectile foe with the help of his handy pet, his eye is caught by Isabella Fame Fatale, Manti Mastermind's dancing queen, while our mustached hero survives his brush with the Spindle Knight and with love. So the pet is that fucking... It's a melee weapon. So we got speak. It's number 2. A comic from the cult... yeah, okay. On the scribbled and felt tip on the comic spine is the word friend. Oh god, is it speak friend and enter? Bro, is it Lord of the Rings? After his run-in with the Dancing Queen, proven hero Archibald Excelsior is mending his broken heart in the glitzy city of Fairview when the horde of vicious crystal canids escapes from the laboratory of an evil unemployed scientist. As the canids turn the city to ash with their plasma beam eyes, Excelsior descends into the depths of the lab to put down the leader of the pack, King Alpha. The king convenes to sabotage Excelsior's trusty pet, and our hero is forced to fight with the only weapon in reach, the skull of King Alpha's own mother, Empress Crystalline Alpha. Will our mustache hero escape the king's jaws and heal his wounded heart? So is he gonna beat the fucking... Is he gonna beat King Alpha's skull in with his mother's own skull? That's fucked up, dude. It's a cool cover, though. The Crystal Canids. Sorry, I gotta look at it sideways. Just turn your head, Don't know to tell you at that point. Yeah, and... Oh my god, this is Speak Friend and Enter. Fucking goddamn it, dude. Man-eating sprats, huh? After pacifying the Canid threat, rejuvenated hero Archibald Excelsior is deployed to the subterranean metropolis of Hephaestus to quell the rise of supervillainous a cappella band and the Sprat Pack when a new foe arrives to stop him. Buff Hardman, alright, acquisitions agent of Superdark Reclamation, will stop at nothing to acquire Hephaestus mining productive corporate enclave for his shadowy shipping concerns. When Excelsior interferes with Hardman's plans to mind control the Sprat Pack, Hardman turns his dastardly mind control ray on Excelsior. Will our mustached hero free his mind from Hardman's power with his newly healed heart intact? That weapon actually looks pretty sick. Especially if it's like, that's what we're getting out of this. Enter, yep. Frequent and enter. Colossus beneath Tartarus. After narrowly escaping the clutches of the nefarious agent Buff Hardman, wounded hero Archibald Excelsior has a heart in turmoil, a broken pet, and no time to rest. Because an ancient colossus slumbering beneath the crust of the prison planet Tartarus arises and hungers for the flesh of thousands. As the colossus lays waste to the maximum security penitentiary, Excelsior's nemesis Hardman returns to haunt him. Now, Excelsior must face down two devilish foes at once as lava encroaches on all sides. Excelsior's odds look grim, and until a chance lightning strike ignites the pet and gives the ace exterminator a fighting chance. Will our mustached hero slay the giant and finally mend his broken heart? Cool. Execute villain protocol. I'm not going to hack. I'm going to do the true fan quiz. All right. The Plague of the Manti-Men. What's the name of the Manti Mastermind second in command? That would be Sisek Sassafras, Spindle Knight of Olympus. In issue 2, Attack of the Crystal Canid, what improvised weapon did our illustrious leader, Archibald, use to exterminate? Well, that would be the skull of King Alpha's own mother. Alright. Invasion of the Flesh-Eating Sprats. Agent Buff Hardman foiled Archibald's heroic plan to liberate the underground metropolis of Hephaestus from the Sprat Pack by doing what? Oh yeah, the mind control ray. Yeah. The Colossus beneath Tartarus. How did Archibald ignite his signature weapon, the Pet? With a lightning strike, a lightning bolt up above. The passage down a bard. Enter as a brother or sister, Birdie. For you are now a certified genuine super science sidekick. Congratulations. See, I didn't do the villain bullshit. I did. We read them and we did the cool shit. Oh, there it is.
Where those researchers had their hideout.
It is, and there's the pet. I hope it works, like what we saw in the comic. Lots of fucking booze as well, clearly. Come on. Here we go. Ooh, and a couple hundred bits. Nice. We grab everything else first before we grab that. Hey! And there's the trophy for getting all of the science weapons in this. Alright, let me see here. Inventory, let's go to this. When preparing to power a sweep attack with this weapon, enemies are pulled towards the wielder. The distance depends on the wielder's science skill. Damn, this thing's pretty sick. It's two-handed melee. Oh, look at that. Oh, this thing is fire. Oh, this thing is sick as hell. Look at that. Look at all. Look, the handle has all the, like, a bunch of lines in it from all the kills. Oh, we're gonna kill some shit with this. Alright, so now that we've done that, we need to retrieve the phonograph in the Kim's storage room. So now we're going to Kim. Alright, so this is where all of these Oh, look at that! We got all the comics, so now we have a new screen.
Guess we're gonna have to listen to this Jasper guy one last time.
You think the voice lock's hard to make? I kinda wonder if I should put one in the bathroom to keep Sam from smashing up the toilet.
Alright, I'm gonna fuck these guys up. Oh my god! Beat his ass! Right, I am hurt. Fuck. Maybe these weren't necessarily the best thing to... Alright, I gotta switch guns. Switch! Switch, please! What? Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Come on. That's the first time we fucking died because of bullshit. Apparently because this thing sucks, so... Come on, just fucking fast travel. Jesus Christ.
Guess we're gonna have to listen to this Jasper guy one last time.
You think the voice lock's hard to make? I kinda wonder if I should put one in the bathroom to keep Sam from smashing up the toilet.
You shut up.
This facility is currently experiencing a heightened... Please speak.
We attest to the zest with our hand on our chest. Be impressed as our guest by what we've finessed. You are blessed to ingest what we thoroughly test. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
Passphrase accepted. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Jasper Lowe.
Alright, well, there we go.
Almost hard to believe something so awful as Adrena time came from a place that looks so... normal. Normal aside from the bodies, I mean. And the blood. Oh, so much blood.
Alright, well. Urgent notification. This urgent notification brought to you by Spacer's Choice Automated Subversive Behavior Notification System. Please be informed that one or more of the following high priority conditions are likely to be active in your office or workplace. Escaped primals. Unlawful discussion of subversive cultural material. Extended and unauthorized breaks. Please notify your supervisor immediately. If you are the designated supervisor of this workplace, this message constitutes your official notification. This is an automated response. Please do not respond directly to this message. Alright, to J-Lo, to Jasper Lowe from C. Huang. Jasper. Oh, wait, no, this is the first message. Dr. Lowe, I speak... Wait, no, it's not. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So, from, to Jasper from Goodfellow. To Lowe from Goodfellow. Dr. Lowe, I speak for everyone at the OCI when I express my disappointment in your work ethic. The quality of Compound X harvested and enriched at your laboratory falls well below Spacer's Choice standards. It is, in my professional opinion, that the quality of one's work reflects the quality of one's spirit. Lazy workers deliver lazy work. Round up your researchers, fire 1 in 10. I expect you and your remaining researchers to deliver the next batch of chemicals to HIA under the accelerated timetable. These measures may seem punitive, even harsh. They are. I am instilling discipline in your team. One day I'd like to imagine you'll thank me. Respectfully, Lawrence Goodfellow. And then Huang said, Jasper, I've been taking your messages at the terminal like you asked. This one's from management. Please take a look at this. I could get in trouble for deleting it. Please respond. Jasper, I know you told me not to bother you when you're working, but I'm running out of options. I understand you're busy, so I've boiled down my list of concerns into simple yes or no questions. Just respond with Y or N. Did you read Goodfellow's letter? Am I on the chopping block? Has security talked to you about some type of corporate spy in our ranks? Is there a spy? Did you know Padilla's heart gave out after a 72-hour shift? Are you attending the wake? I've got staff coming to the receptionist desk looking for answers. What am I supposed to tell them? It's not the best choice. It's the only choice. It's the only choice we've got. Are you going to respond? In respectfully, Jasper Lowe. Oh, so he just said into everything. No. To Tanaka, lost key. Chief, I found a key in a locker by the lavatories. The key belongs to Dr. Lowe. Please retrieve the key and return it to him. I do it myself, but Dr. Lowe can be pretty paranoid. If I show up at his door with a key in hand, he'll assume I stole it in order to fabricate a reason to check up on him. Alright. Let's got all these fucking marauders in here. Alright, so let me just go ahead and dump all this off. Sell all the junk. There we go.
People never seem to take that eludes that tiny little mind of yours. I've switched on the laboratory's security system. I trust the mechanicals will sort you out.
Okay.
Good luck.
And here I was, hoping we'd have the place to ourselves. That's gotta be our pal from the OCI, right? I'm starting to wonder what they're hiding.
Gee, what do you think they're hiding, Ellie? They've created a drug that literally turns people into drone slaves. And destroys them. Pretty much. Dang, look at this fucking place. God damn. Alright, well, that's an elevator. So this is like a building here. This is floor 3, and then it goes down a floor to this. And this over here goes further down. Or no, this right here leads to there. Okay. Alright, well, let's get started going through here, shall we? And of course, I don't have like the greatest melee. So it does actually like take a lot more to destroy these things. I mean, I like this, I'm not gonna lie, but my melee is trash. Sip it up, sip it up, sip it up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch back to the other melee weapon, just because, or the other science weapon, just because my melee is absolute dog shit. And so, even though that does 277 and it could be upgraded, like when you look at my melee, I mean, my two-handed melee is only 20. I literally don't have jack shit in this. It's like it's not very good. So my crit chance, even though it's high, like, yeah, it's not very good at all. All right, so this is for the recording.
Well, beginning security.
Fuck you, mechanicals. So this is be the bats where they're like, bats like this where they're developing the chemicals.
Easy.
All right, let's see here. Personal files. Messages. Can we please? Dr. Lowe. This is from Pallavi to Lowe. Dr. Lowe, I think I speak for all my colleagues in the industry, in the laboratory, when I say I'm worried about the OCI's treatment of our facilities. I can understand dismissing 10% of our staff as a punitive measure. I can understand cutting our deadlines in half in order to motivate us. But, and forgive me, Dr. Lowe, but I can't understand demanding that we send human inquiry on untested compounds. Many of these compounds aren't tested because we know they're failures. Increasing production means proportionately decreasing quality of enrichment, which means lower compatibility with human metabolism, which means higher rate of intensity of dangerous and potential lethal side effects. Compound X is a highly complicated formula harvested from the waste of xenocytes. It's complicated because, unlike our over 50% of Spacer Choice nutritional catalog, the compound was not designed for human consumption. If the good people at OCI understand the complexity of the compound we're dealing with, there's a chance they'll give us time and resources we need. We just need to get them to understand. This is a problem of miscommunication, Jasper. Just let me go up there and give them a presentation. I'll use markers and everything. What do you think? Can we do this? From Lowe to Pahlavi. Dr. Pahlavi, the OCI are comprised by a gaggle of carrion feeders. You go up there with your markers and your charts and your diagrams, and they'll chew the flesh off your bones and then charge me for the meal. It is absolutely critical that I finish my research in peace, and as soon as possible, without interference from the OCI. So, in answer to your question, no, we fucking can't. Best, Jasper Lowe. Damn, dude. The corruption is very apparent. Like, I mean, it's coming all the way from the top, from Olivia, but holy shit, dude. Every department has just broken every... Like, this is a human resource nightmare, this entire thing. Personal files. Work fortifies the spirit. From T Meadows. Today we received our updated timetable from management courtesy of Mr. Goodfellow. 6-week deadlines are now 3-week deadlines. Some of my colleagues have been sacrificing sleep in order to meet these deadlines. Others have been medicating themselves with very small doses of enriched Compound X in order to combat the fatigue. Work fortifies the spirit, so we will carry on. I count myself fortunate to have been spared in the decimation. My former colleagues have nowhere to go. Their departure corresponded with a few critical doses of enriched Compound X disappearing from our storage. Correlation does not imply causation, so I will not imply theft. I am concerned by the side effects of Compound X. Even in its refined state, repeated use damages the synaptic patterns of the brain. Paranoia, violence, psychosis, and intense anxiety will haunt a repeated user for the rest of their short lives. Our enrichment process does not combat the side effects of Compound X. We were close to a breakthrough, but the damage to our research terminals is irreversible. My hope is that Human Inquiry will see the effects of this compound in their own tests and report these tests to Creative Incubation. If Incubation is as chilled by these results as I am, they may provide us with more time and more resources. Alright, so then we have Unplanned Sabotage Event. From B. Gothier. A moment of silence for my recent batch of enriched Compound X. The elegant complexity of your molecular structure manifested in the hallucination of my own sleep-deprived mind. 30% lower rate of addiction, 75% compatible with human metabolism, and with a side effect coefficient of just 0.65, you are our most promising compound yet. Human Inquiry would have been delighted to pour you into a syringe and stick you inside a test subject. You were destroyed in an unplanned sabotage event, which is to say that Mr. Mosley's fancy tables couldn't predict that this would happen. You were almost perfect. Our lab will never see the likes of you again. Compound X is notoriously difficult to enrich. Its molecular structure is fussy. In small doses, the compound provides a massive boost to energy and productivity. The clever buggers at OCI do not seem to understand this principle, and have asked us to increase our dosage with every batch. High-dosage Compound X is even harder to enrich, and a poorly enriched, poverty-stricken chemical has none of the protective layers that inhibit dangerous side effects. So what we have is a cocktail of very bad side effects chased down with one massive rush of euphoric energy. Pleasant but incredibly dangerous. I can only hope HIA's reports agree with my assessment. So yeah, you know, the whole idea behind all of this is that not only is it that they are creating these compounds, but they're creating them poorly because of the deadlines that are being forced upon people by corporate, and it just makes it so that it's a circle of just bad compounds mixed with no sleep, with people who just don't give a shit about human life. I mean, it really is a human resource nightmare. It's really utterly awful. Alright, run diagnostics. Nothing found. No research data, nothing. Research data. Memory corruption detected. Open last entry. To whom it may concern, this morning I and my colleagues gathered in a reception hall. Every 10th staff member at this laboratory is released from service. I am one of them. My indenturement contract to Spacer's Choice, which stipulates a lifetime of productive service as a researcher in the field of organic chemistry, has been terminated. I have served Spacer's Choice for most of my life. Working at the Gorgon facility is the highlight of my career. If I leave Gorgon, I will have nowhere else to go, because my contract guaranteed my work for the duration of my life. To end that contract is tantamount to ending my life. If you have the power to reconsider your decision, I ask you kindly to reconsider. I am willing to work without pay if necessary. Jesus. This job is all I have. Please allow me to fortify my spirit by continuing to work. Respectfully, Ji Zhang. Damn. Messages. Research notes. Dr. Lowe, I'm afraid I don't know where your research notes are. I searched materials, processing, and discreetly asked the receptionist, but nothing turned up. If I had to guess, you left them in the basement laboratory. I'd ventured down there myself, but you know how I feel about primals. I apologize for the weakness of my constitution. Sir, if your research notes do turn up in the basement, may I ask you to think favorably on me when OCI asks you for a budget review? Word around the lab is that Goodfellow and the other leaders at the OCI want to make some deep cuts in our staff. If there's any truth to this rumor, I hope you'll remember that I've always supported your desire to find a better, safer version of AT. Respectfully, Ji Zhang. Well, so yeah, he was cut as well. And that's the other thing, too, is that people are, like, losing their jobs over bullshit.
Roscoe, it's Georgie. If you're hearing this, you must still be holed up at the Sprat Shack. And you're not gonna like this one bit. I was trying to steal our recordings when things went crazy. I know. Like I said, sorry. And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my bacon, you need to do it for me. I need the 3 interviews we did with Ambrose, this one here, plus another recording of my own. I left that last one with a guy who owed me a favor at the garbage processing office in the chemical waste ravine. I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting.
See ya!
I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting. It'll want all 5 recordings, plus a passphrase. Glacial Age. Oh, and don't listen to my log, alright? Just stay safe and keep your head down.
Alright, so now that we've done that, we can go and return these recordings back. Oh, I can't fast travel from this location. I gotta go outside. And then, after we do that, we'll come back to Kim. I also want to hit the workbench, too. Alright, fucking God's sake. If I travel near hostiles. Okay, now can I fucking fast travel, please? God damn.
Lucky's problem was that he was always overconfident in himself. But us? We got this, whatever it is.
You think this place we're headed will tell us more about Gorgon? I wonder what they got up to here.
Why is there another thing down here? I'm just gonna deliver him to Roscoe. I don't know why I would deliver him to the automech. I'm just gonna deliver him to Roscoe. Here you go.
Hey, there you are. Been wondering how you were doing. Did you manage to find those recordings?
I did. Found them all.
Well, I'll be damned. Now I can finally get off this rock and go home. I know it's not much, but take the last of my bits. You've earned every single one, friend.
Why don't you go through your pockets again, see what you find?
My pockets? Oh, sure. Here's a few more bits for your trouble. Call it hazard pay.
Did you know Georgie was interviewing Olivia Ambrose on her own?
She couldn't have been. We were together all the time. Except, oh shit, my weekly calls with headquarters. What could she even want to ask Olivia Ambrose about? Doesn't make sense.
Production details, ratios and measurements, ingredients, that kind of thing?
Good fucking law. Headquarters would kill me if they knew. Right after they killed her. Hell, being stuck here might have been the only thing keeping me alive.
Is there something going on between you and Georgie?
No, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it seemed like there could be, when we were servicing the phonographs, or sharing a beer, but who'd be interested in some forgotten old bastard like me?
Charm, I can see the appeal. Yeah, I'll just make him feel better. I see the appeal.
Sure. Nice of you to say. Sorry. Not much in the mood for a witty repartee, what with the world-shattering revelations and all. Any other horrible truths you want to reveal to me? Or can I get back to my drinking?
No, I don't have any more details.
Listen, I appreciate you telling me what happened with those recordings, but I need some time to think. Got a lot to process.
You do that, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. See you around.
See ya. Where the fuck is this, like, workbench? Is there a fucking workbench in here? Yeah, I think it's up one more level. Here it is. Alright, let's repair everything. Let's repair this as well. There we go. 439, not bad. I have so many, like... So many of these things. Okay. So that's like 68 Wall of Swords. It's got that in-ray damage. It's pretty cool. 255 for the Shock and Awe. 205. Agony. Always inflict poison. Level 28. Yeah, I don't think that's actually gonna matter. Should probably not bother upgrading both of these because I don't think they're gonna get up to that point. I mean, I would love to upgrade this, but it just takes so many bits to get there. Level 37. Wonder if it'll do as much as this when it's at level 42. I mean, I would hope so. All right. Well, let's get the hell out of here. All right, everything's loaded up. Close my door real quick. So now we can go back to Experiment Perilous. Let's see. Back to Kim. What horrifying secrets are we gonna find in here? I mean, obviously, we already know that some of the employees here at Kim are already like, I don't really want to do this. All this shit is extremely dangerous, and we're sending out chemicals that are killing people, and we should probably stop. Right, got that. Okay. So we looked at everything in there. Let's go in here, shall we?
It looks so homey. Like a family lived here.
Got a key card.
All that goodness turned to such devilish ends.
How the devil do I use this thing? Is it what? Oh, the barrel's turning. All right. I feel like an absolute idiot barking into this horn. I shouldn't have let Lucien talk me into this. What use do I have with audible notes? Posterity my ass. Ah, great fucking law. What's it doing now? Jasper! Jasper, it's... How do I turn it off? It won't...
Just press the button.
The what?
Oh, for law's sake, the button, Ollie.
Accursed thing.
I find it hilarious that Olivia doesn't know how to use technology. How do I use this recording device? How does this work? Can somebody please help me turn on my computer? She's like a grandma. Vending machine's off, fortunately. But this one isn't.
I wish I could do that.
What, open locked fucking boxes? It's easy. I just hold down a square button and it does it. Yeah, you know, playing this game, just like a lot lately, I've been thinking about something that I was watching the other day. I recently came across a YouTube video. It's called Time Lapse of the Future. If you've never seen it, it's kind of a horrifying reality in which what is going to happen to our universe and like the death of our universe, like trillions and trillions and trillions of years from now. You just shoot it, right? Oh no, maybe not. I can shoot that. There we go. And it just makes you feel so insignificant and gives you like an existential crisis. Because it's like, oh, well, you know, it shows, you know, starting in like, I think it came out in 2019. It shows you like starting in 2019, the acceleration of what happens on Earth and just like the death of Earth and the death of all life in our universe. And like, it's just, ugh, it's so, it just makes you feel insignificant. Because the time goes from like thousands of years to millions to billions. And it's like, I think like the death of the universe is like 8 trillion to the 10th power. I think that's like where it was. It was like 8 trillion, trillionth, like 8 trillionths years in the future. It's pretty insane. But yeah, it'll give you a nice existential crisis. It'll make you feel like, you know, very insignificant. You'll feel so small in the universe, our planet, everything. So yeah, I came across that the other day, and it's been on my mind, like space, just like the concept of traveling through space and shit. All right, so this leads down here. So does that. All right, well, I want to check out all this first beforehand. So, anything else kind of down here? All right, got a little bit. A few weapon parts. Alright, so yeah, we needed the key card, which we have.
Oh, traps ahead. Behind, too. Traps just about everywhere, Captain.
There, traps are gone.
System.
Incoming!
Oh, hello. I even hear or see that guy.
The effects of Compound X are inescapable. The refined excrement of the xenocyte life form. It's a fine powder, very fine. It finds its way into absolutely everything.
So Compound X is made out of shit?
Now, and the air.
Quite literally?
It settles like a veil over all of Gorgon.
Xenocyte shit?
The laboratory techs get the worst of it. We all appreciated the boost to mood and productivity at first, but we're at each other's throats in an instant now. I've had to break up 2 fistfights this week alone. This aggression must be inherent to the formula, to Compound X. How do I stop it?
Well, stop making chemicals out of shit. That's what you gotta do. Critical update. Dear Sir and or Madam, this is an automated message triggered by the space. Yeah, okay, fuck you. Congratulations, Contingency 77-1, abundance of raw material, is now in effect. Due to a higher than projected volume of Compound X harvested in this laboratory, your production quotas have been raised by 200%. Please bear in mind that bi-weekly quota reviews are automatically generated and forwarded to Project Gorgon Administration and the Office of Creative Incubation. Any dereliction in production will be reflected on your review. Experimental notes. Alright, last entry. Alright, so enrichment of Compound X attempt 89. Expose Compound X sample to in-ray concentrate for 30 seconds. Consulted research notes, notes incomplete and damaged. Expose Compound X sample to in-ray concentrate for 60 seconds. Sample failed, toxicity levels high, disposed. Compound X sample for attempt... Exposed Compound X sample for attempt 90. Woke up, fell asleep at table. Sample failed, overexposure to lab atmosphere. Toxicity levels high, disposed. Researcher's addendum. Unplanned sabotage event destroyed any relevant research notes. Forced to rely on outdated notes. Expect time loss 6 to 16 months. Attempt to replicate research unsuccessful. We'll try again after resting eyes for a minute. Yeah, so they're being exposed to the materials. Alright, so what's it over in here? Uh-oh. I did not see the mine. That's how that guy got his legs blown off. Oh god, the mines are on the wall! You guys are already dead. My head hurts. I have a concussion. Oh, there was a workbench here I could have used, actually. Go away, concussion. Pick all that up. That's locked just for ammo.
Real slick.
See, I wish that the lockpicking could be just like that in Starfield. The Digipick stuff sucks. I hate it. Oh god! Oh no, I fell in a hole. Alright, calm down there, poor buddy. What are you making noise for? Jesus Christ. Shoot him! Oh god, behind you, Ellie. That guy's dead already. I don't want to come down through here yet, so...
Isn't the point of a security?
Alright, there we are. I wanted to check out the rest of that lab first. I fell in a hole. How did I actually fall into a hole? Where is it? Oh, it was just like right here. Okay, because I was looking at the... Oh, fuck that. What the hell's that noise? Okay, let's see here. Okay, terminal. Security office status. Lift access restrictions. Disable automechanical hostility protocol. Fuck you. Thank you very much. They're off. Return to root. Messages. Please explain. Dr. Lowe, I'm going to have to take the researcher's side on this one. Your absence during an emergency is conspicuous. Sorry. I don't want to report you because I don't want corporate auditors scheduling interviews with the entire staff while they're trying to meet deadline. The unplanned sabotage event already halted experimentation and development. We're trying to get our operations running again, and we could use all the help we can get. I'm already down one staff member. St. Germain's gone. You know why. You owe the team an explanation to any number of grievances. Your absence is the most urgent one, but I'll take an explanation as to why there are primals being held in the caverns near our waste disposal site. They're your primals, aren't they? Mr. Tanaka, no, I can't explain the primals. Primals defy explanation. They are a miracle of evolutionary adaptation and a treasure trove of interesting genetic material. I'm not going to explain my alleged absence either. This is because I'm not absent at all. My presence is implicit in the work of my researchers. The researchers still employed in this department are skilled and more than capable of repairing any damage done by the alleged saboteur. Please don't bother me again with trivial problems. You are the security chief. Stick to securing things, including but not limited to the safety of the lab and my privacy. Warm regards and pleasant felicitations, Dr. Jasper Lowe. Resignation. Dr. Lowe, I've just finished filing my official report on the unplanned sabotage event. Unfortunately, filing a report on a sabotage event requires me to also include a list of captured, apprehended, and neutralized saboteurs. Company policy. No list means I'm getting arrested for dereliction of duty and you're getting penalized for hiring me. Saboteurs is plural. I can't include Mr. St. Germain's name and be done with it. At a last resort, I have been forced to include the names of all former employees whose contracts were recently terminated in the decimation. These researchers are no longer part of Project Gorgon and will likely not survive without a job, so I may as well use their names to save our jobs. I filed my report last night and haven't been able to sleep since. This is to let you know that I will be filing for transfer at the end of the next cycle. So yeah, there are some people that are working here that aren't comfortable with all of the horrible shit that's going on and would rather fucking leave. But there are a lot of people who are like, I need this fucking job. I can't afford to lose it. Please don't fire me. Alright, down to the primal tunnels. Where all the acid and shit is. Alright, what does the map look like here? It's just a bunch of... Does seem to be something up here, though. A little... There is. Trimmer Cleaver Hyper? Okay. What anime is that? It's nothing special, apparently. Those are the ones that we killed. So if I'm trying to think, like, maybe these are what get these things drill into the rock, and this is what gets all the xenocytes out. This is how they're getting all the xenocytes. Is by like drilling and shit. They may not be hostile, but we're still gonna kill them. We're still going to shoot all of them. Because I demand the XP. Alright, so that's where we need to go. That's the little security office there. This is the elevator that goes up, back up there.
Nicely done.
Goodbye, Mr. Combat Drone. Oh, this is where the exit is. Okay, so that's going to go down even further. Anything else here? Yes, no, maybe.
Mr. Lowe was awfully messy, wasn't he?
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive.
Stop that note.
This is sick. I can't bear it any longer.
Well, I'm glad. I've been looking forward to punching the sprat fuck in the throat.
Alright, can I go back? Notes 3.
Night falls on Gorgon. Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone.
I'd have hoped a smart fellow like Mr. Lowe would know better than to test.
God damn it, we're never gonna get to hear this audio diary. It's all this bullshit.
I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive. Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting, as the xenocytes do. We live. Against all odds, we live.
Oh yeah, see they broke out through there.
But for how long?
Huh. These research notes. Initial research into primal neurochemistry has proven fruitful. I've discovered a cardiac cell receptor for adrenaline, analogs to human cells, analogous maybe, to human cells receptors in function, if not in physiology. It should be possible to develop a pharmaceutical drug that blocks the effect of the adrenaline hormone in primals, thus curtailing their paranoia, agitation, and violent irritability. Correction, it is possible, just unlikely given the way OCI has me under thumb screws. Adrenatime is a dangerous drug. The danger can be mitigated by developing an adrenaline inhibitor. Take adrenatime, then take the theoretical drug to minimize its side effects. I barely have the time, energy, or resources to develop a half-passable adrenatime, so this idea must remain a dream. Nonetheless, my notes follow. Hope springs eternal. So, I guess the idea, like, take a second drug to counteract adrenatime. Alright. Messages incoming. High priority. Updated security practices. From Olivia. Pursuant to last week's incident, new security practices are now in effect. All lab personnel must tidy their workstations at the end of their shift, close and lock all drawers, safes, closets, vents, and lab doors before leaving for the day. All visitors must be accompanied. Furthermore, any laboratory tech accompanying a guest who has not received certification in either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must also be accompanied by a member of a security team. All confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of your work outside or inside the lab, except to warn peers of imminent danger such as fire, chemical spill, or suspected corporate espionage. All laboratory techs are to isolate themselves until further notice. Any laboratory tech found fraternizing in 2 groups or more, or found speaking with the same person more than once, will be remanded to Spacer's Choice Human Research Re-Education and Reallocation Department. Finally, unless you are actually physically sitting in an interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to the fucking journalists. AT concerns. Jasper, I dug into the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right. The current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SE standards. Priantha and I performed a handful of autopsies on this week's deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, we noted a degree of gray matter loss one would expect to see in a man of 70. His brain had also atrophied to a shocking extent, again, as one might expect in a much older man. In another case, that of a woman in middle age, the subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, she was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our last tweak would reduce the incidence of violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt to further refine the compound through partitioning, though I'm doubtful that will be efficacious. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think? Monthly physicals. The materials we work with are highly dangerous and result in permanent injury, disfigurement, or madness when handled for extended periods. Therefore, all laboratory personnel will now report to the project physician, Dr. Priantha LeBlanc, for monthly physicals and psychiatric evaluations. I do this out of the abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately and notify me when you do. I have access to your medical records, so I will know when you shirk. Do not make me drag you to his office myself. Okay, outgoing. These days, so this is about the concerns for Adrena Time. These days I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit, which leads to self-awareness, which leads to resignation. It's true that the current formulation is resulting in alarming outcomes, but not, I think, by SC standards. SC standards are low. You report 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, and SC sees 11 consecutive days of productivity. You report an inability to distinguish violent hallucinations from reality. SC is going to try to push us to turn those hallucinations into phantom images of company logos. You say the compound is habit-forming, and SC is going to see an increase in demand for our never-ending supply of xenocyte waste. To be serious, yes, the compound is absolutely habit-forming. Addiction correlates with dosage, and dosage size is inversely proportional to enrichment quality. Long as corporate asks us to keep our dosage minimal and controlled, there is a reasonable chance we can improve the enrichment process to filter out some of the dangerous side effects. That's going to take time, a lot more time than corporate realizes. Jasper. Archived. Employee termination, Herbert St. Germain. Effective immediately, Herbert St. Germain is no longer an employee of Spacer's Choice PR and D Division. His body has been forwarded to the chemical waste dump for processing. Mr. St. Germain was a saboteur sent by a rival firm to disrupt our vital efforts. It's only thanks to the swift reporting of one of your esteemed colleagues that Mr. St. Germain was prevented from causing any significant damage to our facilities, intellectual property, or staff. I understand that Mr. St. Germain was popular among the Gorgon campus for his genial and helpful demeanor. That is because he was a spy. If you encounter any similarly friendly staff, alert a member of the security team immediately. We're shifting all of Mr. St. Germain's remaining tasks to other laboratory technicians. Finally, anyone caught visiting his grave or discussing his departure will be reprimanded to Spacer's Choice Human Resource Re-Education and Reallocation Department. Damn, dude. So, St. Germain, he was a saboteur, but he was only doing it because he felt he had to, and it's kind of fucked up to just see how far this company is willing to go to make sure that something like Adrena Time, Compound X, is being used to make money. It's fucking crazy. Alright, so yeah, we still gotta override this.
Since we've been traveling together, we've visited a lot of places that set my teeth on edge. This here makes my skin crawl.
I've seen some reckless operations, but here, it's like they were trying to get people killed.
You're exactly right. About it is what I'd expect from a Spacer's Choice operation.
Sloppy work, poor management, and a questionable odor? I'll say.
The folks down here dedicated their lives to fixing Halcyon. They were supposed to be the company's best and brightest. How'd they lose their way?
Money. They were pushed to do the impossible by people who weren't accountable.
That's the whole point of bureaucracy, isn't it? Knowing how Byzantines treat failure like it's catching, I can see why Minnie wanted to clear the family name.
Let's just get the journal before we jump to conclusions. There we go. Nice fat level up. Should I do two-handed melee? I know, I kind of want to do my hack. We got my persuade up. I don't know. I want to kind of get my hack up as well. All right, another perk as well. Hmm. I'm not really sure. You know what? Let's do that. Because I do seem to get affected by combat problems. Alright. Well, there we go on that. Now we can leave.
It's gonna be a relief to see the stars again. This cave's making me all jumpy.
Alright, so where the fuck are we going? Let me just fast travel back here. Journal should be in Olivia's office in SMC. At the very top of the SMC. Alright, so... SMC lower. Alright, well, I guess this is where we're headed. Okay, well, that's where we're going to end it for this part.
Worse than anything we already seen, right?
Let's do this, and then let's get paid.
Alright, so this is where we're going to leave it off. Drop a save here. And then, yeah, when we come back next time, we will continue. And hopefully, probably complete the DLC and get back to what's left of the main quest. So, take care, everybody. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.